You get a raise. It feels good. For about 3 months. Then groceries creep up. Rent renews higher. Insurance jumps. And somehow you're right back where you started. Not broke, but never ahead. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people never hear out loud. Your salary isn't falling behind by accident. It's doing exactly what the system quietly expects it to do. And this didn't start recently. It's been baked in for decades. Right now matters because more people are working harder than ever, switching jobs faster than ever, learning more skills than ever, yet still feeling stuck. Not lazy, not irresponsible, stuck. So let's slow this down and strip away the buzzwords. Imagine the economy as a long, moving walkway at an airport, the kind you stand on when you're tired. Prices are walking forward. They're always moving, slow sometimes, fast during crises, but never stopping. Your salary? That's you standing on the walkway. If you don't move, you fall behind. If you walk at the same speed, you stay in place. To get ahead, you have to walk faster than the walkway itself. Here's the quiet problem. Most salaries are designed to match the walkway, not beat it. Companies don't ask, can we make employees richer? They ask, how little can we raise pay without losing them? That's not evil. It's math. Businesses have costs. Wages are one of the biggest. If they raise pay faster than prices rise, profits shrink. If profits shrink, investors complain. If investors complain, executives get replaced. So wage growth becomes controlled, measured, delayed. Inflation, on the other hand, doesn't wait for approval. Inflation isn't just prices going up. It's money slowly losing strength. When central banks create more money to prevent recessions, fund emergencies, stabilize markets, each existing dollar becomes slightly less powerful. No alarm sounds, no announcement is made, but the effect is real. If prices rise 5% and your salary rises 3%, you didn't get richer. You took a pay cut, a quiet one. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Most people measure progress in nominal numbers, the number on the paycheck, the raise percentage, the new salary title. The system measures something else entirely. Real wages. Real wages are what your income can actually buy. And in many developed economies, real wages have barely moved in decades. Productivity went up, technology exploded, corporations scaled globally. But pay, adjusted for inflation, flat. Why? Because productivity gains don't automatically flow to workers. They flow to whoever has leverage. And leverage has shifted. Decades ago, labor had more power. Unions were stronger, jobs were localized, replacing workers was expensive. Today, labor competes globally. Automation exists, outsourcing exists, AI exists. That doesn't mean workers are useless. It means the negotiating table tilted. So, wages chase inflation instead of leading it. But wait, if wages lag, why don't people revolt or quit en masse? Because of debt. Debt is the pressure valve. When wages fall behind, people don't immediately collapse. They borrow. Credit cards, student loans, car payments, mortgages stretched to the edge. Debt fills the gap between income and cost of living. And as long as that gap can be financed, the system holds. This is why rising debt often looks like prosperity at first. People are spending, homes are selling, cars are moving. But it's borrowed comfort. And debt quietly changes behavior. When you owe money, you're less likely to risk quitting, less likely to negotiate aggressively, less likely to walk away, which weakens wage growth even more. Irony stacked on irony. Now let's talk about raises. Most raises are backward-looking. They reward past performance. Inflation is forward-looking. It reflects future expectations. So by the time you get a raise, prices already moved. That's why raises feel like catching up, not getting ahead. And promotions? Often just bigger responsibility catching up to market pay you were already underpaid for. Meanwhile, headlines scream about booming markets and record profits. Here's the contrast. Markets price assets, stocks, real estate, businesses. Assets benefit from inflation. They inflate. Wages don't behave like assets. They behave like costs. So if you don't own assets, inflation feels like punishment. If you do, it feels like momentum. Same economy, two completely different experiences. Zoom out further. Governments rely on inflation more than they admit. It quietly reduces the real value of debt. Raising taxes is visible. Inflation is subtle. But that means keeping wages slightly behind inflation is politically convenient. No vote required, no law passed, just time. None of this means the system is about to collapse tomorrow. It means it's stable in a very specific way. Stable enough to function, unstable enough to keep people anxious. And anxiety keeps people compliant. So when someone says, just work harder, they're missing the point. Hard work matters, but structure matters more. The quiet reason your salary never catches up isn't personal failure. It's that wages are the shock absorber of the entire economy. They bend so the system doesn't break. And the question isn't if this is fair. The real question is this. In a world where money keeps losing value and wages are designed to lag behind, what happens to us?